messed up.
What did you do?
I am out of practice.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. I think the last show I did was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, before that it was a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a month.
I just
Yeah,
saw you just the other day.
yeah, I don't know.
Heck yeah.
So
You're
we are back in the swing of things, right?
Yep, getting back. I feel like the first 3 days after PRI should be like a national holiday.
I didn't do a freaking thing Monday. Like I worked a little bit, you know what I mean, but it was
Yeah.
very limited. Just really over my phone, but I had to
Hmm.
take a I had to take a break because like all the walking and then like you are like mentally
Mentally.
exhausted.
You've talked more in like 3 days than you talk in for me, because I
Yeah,
work from home and it's just me. So, or I work from my office. It's just me. I don't socialize with anybody but my kids and
right,
Brad.
right.
Um, I'm like talked out. Like my throat was hurting. It was just, do you know how many years I've been going to PRI?
I would say 15.
More than that, 17. With
Holy
the
crap.
exception of a couple of years, and I don't know exactly how many, but having kids and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the show overall? Like you guys had an amazing booth, by the way. It was
Thank you.
probably it was one of the biggest ones in my opinion, and also one of the best looking. Um
Yeah.
let me see, hold on. You sent me a video of it. I'm gonna play it for everybody. Here we go.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands.
F-150 thing, but yeah, you get the idea. It was a big upgrade from the previous year. I was not with the company the previous year, so I know for everybody we put in a lot of work, and
Yeah.
so it turned out really great. So excited. We actually did an F-150 twin turbo kit giveaway um with
Nice.
the guys from True Street Solutions.
Yep.
I'm sure you got to talk to them a bit.
Yep.
I was just excited about that. It's a really good collaboration. So we're going to be doing some more stuff with them coming up soon, but we had a ton of foot traffic. I talked to a ton of people. I took in probably 15 to 20 marketing decks that were printed and spiral bound. Maybe not all of them were, but some people put some time into them to try to catch our attention. So it still is happening.
So did you like take those decks home? Like did you have to ship
Yes.
them back?
No, no,
Like
no. I stuck them in. I had my laptop bag. I made sure that everything came home with me so I could look at them.
I don't give
Yeah.
out printed decks anymore because I could imagine like people are, marketing directors are pretty limited on space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
I
had
would
to stick it in the suitcase, like to come home, but it's
yeah,
all right. You know what? The effort was there, and I appreciated that. I had several people really, really catch my attention with how they approached me.
that's awesome.
So yeah, it was good.
What was the best approach?
Um, Honesty. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm with such and such company, but I'm really interested in HPT or whatever because it's new and you guys have something that the other company doesn't have. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
Instead of going through like this whole song and dance, and it takes me 15 minutes, 20 minutes to just extract what it is that like you're actually looking for, and being upfront with me about what they can offer us in return, So a couple of people really did that, and then the ones that didn't, I was just like, so what is your ideal? It's like I'm going to put them on the spot because now they've got my attention. They've got my full attention. I say, if you could say exactly what your ideal sponsorship scenario would be with us, what would it be right now? Like, be ready. If it's free product, whatever. And how they answer is really interesting. Because nobody wants to come out and say they want free product. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, nobody wants to come out and say it. Very few people will say that. But if they
Right.
do say that, at least they're being honest. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, and that's cool. You know, some people just want some product support. Some people just want to get with a company, not necessarily to even get, maybe they'll get a discount that would sweeten the deal for them.
Mhm.
But what they really want is they want a company that's going to take care of them if they have problems and issues, and that they're going to be able to get someone on the phone. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're out there making relationships happen, and I respect that. So it was
Yeah,
good.
good customer service goes a long way for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Alan said if PRI gave out an award for best looking booth, Alyssa would have won it hands down.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a great compliment. It was not just me. It was my entire team. So, you know, it was a collective. Actually, the crazy thing was, like, I think we only had like maybe 4 weeks to even put the stuff together. Like, it was so fast.
Yeah.
New catalog, booth graphics, you know, just it was crazy. But I see Jonathan chiming in. He wants free product. I
Yeah.
want some free product.
Yeah,
I have
me
a
too,
BMW.
Jonathan.
I don't have any HPT turbos on my BMW. I don't get
Jonathan,
free,
if I
free
if
stuff.
I get an F-150, will you give me a free turbo kit?
Yeah, I don't know about
Please
that.
answer. Please answer.
I think we're going to work on a collaboration for Mustang Week. I think that's what I'm going to try to get going with the True Street crew. I'm real excited about that.
Yeah.
That's one of
I
those
did
things
it.
I can't just leave anymore like I used to. So it's like, you guys go and do it, and we'll support you doing that. So
He said two of them.
2 of them.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed seeing all the different injectors um
Hmm.
on the flow bench.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool idea. Kind of just showing the differences between all the different ones in the market right now, and
Yep.
all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's Eric runs the flow bench. That's pretty cool to see it in person for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Um, what about like did you see did you get a chance to walk the show or not really?
I really didn't. I didn't really. I was just tired from standing there so much in like one place. So Brad walked the show. I wanted to a little bit, but I really didn't break away a whole lot, except just to like get something to eat and go to the bathroom. So
Yeah.
yeah, I missed a lot.
What was your favorite restaurant?
So you're waiting for me to say St. Elmo's.
It
It
wasn't.
really, nah. I mean, it was okay.
So mine wasn't St. Elmo's either.
What?
Mine was Kilroy's.
Kilroy's? My
Yeah.
hotel was right next door to there. They have
I
pretty good
have
food.
I have never eaten there.
Yeah, they have good food, and it's a big place. It's like it looks like nice atmosphere. It's a good place.
Yeah, I've drank there,
Me
just
too.
getting drinks and stuff like that, but I've never eaten their food, and I was like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god, their food's amazing." I ate there like 3
it is.
times.
Oh yeah, it is. What
Yeah.
did you eat?
I had like a chicken sandwich the one day, and then the other day I had like they have like these like breadsticks, but they put like cheese inside them, and
Yeah.
they put I don't know. They're like kind of like mozzarella sticks, but not really. Like they're breadsticks, but they're amazing. Um, yeah.
So you didn't do any drinking this go round?
Yeah. I did some drinking.
Oh, who did you do that with?
Um, my teammates and yeah. My liver hates me for sure.
Mm-hmm. I've had
Yeah.
those days. Those days are long gone for me. I think one night I was in bed at like 7:30. That's okay.
7:30.
Yeah. The night I like ghosted everybody, I was sawing logs.
Mm-mm. I think the one night I was out till like 3 or something like that. And then woke
Yeah.
up for the show at 9, well, before 9.
Yeah.
So,
You guys get too wild for me. I don't do it anymore.
I think it's like that one time a year where we're all together and we don't have to go racing
Yeah.
and we don't have to campaign a car.
But it's so
Yeah.
different when you're on the exhibitor side of things instead of like you're just hanging out. You're there to hang out.
Yeah.
I can't be my crazy self
Well,
anymore.
I wasn't there to hang out. Like I worked the whole show.
True. What did you do? What did you accomplish?
So mainly I went for my clients at 660 Marketing, right?
Mhm.
So I had 2 or 3 clients I was promoting and trying to, you know, establish partnerships for them and things like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Of course, I promoted myself as well. So the whole time I was walking around, talking to people, meetings,
Yeah.
a lot. Even afterwards, like I had a lot of dinner meetings and things like that, and a lot of people like the show stops at 5 o'clock for them. For me, like I think the best business is done after hours.
I agree.
Yeah,
Definitely. Cuz it's just one of those things. You're absolutely inundated when you're standing there.
yeah,
And like a 15-minute conversation turns into like a 45-minute conversation. Like it'll just eat up your whole day before you know it.
yeah,
But
yep,
I feel like the takeaway from PRI 2024 for me is that the industry is strong. The industry is positive. I think the vibe check is like way happier, way more hopeful than it was last year.
yeah.
Like
I agree.
I feel like there's been a burden lifted, not to get political because I'm not going to do that, but I think that people really feel like things are going to get better with
Yeah,
our economy and everything. Like there is kind of a new it just feels like a renewal or something, you know? I've been going for a long time, so I've seen the ups and downs. I was going back when it was in Orlando. So, I mean, this is a million years ago.
right.
And there's been times at the indie show where I'm like, man, I wish they would bring it back to Orlando. But this time I wasn't like that. I thought it was a great show. I really did. I obviously was very enthusiastic because we had the new booth. So it's just like
Yeah,
getting a new house or a new car. You're like, oh, you're so proud. And it really was amazing. So, I mean, but everyone seems happy.
yeah. I think everybody will get something out of it. Who attended. So I think
I
it was a
agree.
great show as well. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Are you ready to bring on our guest?
Yes. Let's bring him
Awesome.
on.
All right. Well, without further ado, Mr. GQ himself, Shane Sweigart. How are you?
Good. How are you? I gotta learn to stop making fun of you. It comes back on me.
What do you mean?
I told you I wanted you to use a picture of both sides of my face are fine. Well, you ran to that.
So what's going on, man? Where are you at right now? At home, at the track? Where are you at?
Thankfully, this time of year I can be home. So this is kind of like definitely catching up on all the things with the kids, my wife, dogs, even. But yeah, like today I was able to be home, and one was sick. I went in, actually made a gingerbread house at
Aw.
daycare. So yeah, no,
And you,
this is a fun time of year for me. After hours, during hours, the grind's just as crazy. It's trying to plan, trying to we released our schedule, so it's just like, okay, now what questions come with all the events that nobody knows about? So it's constant. It's good.
nice. Can you make me a gingerbread house?
It didn't turn out great. Too big of a box.
Oh
It's my
man.
first one.
I actually think that we're going to do that. I have to go run to the store when I get off of here, and I've got to get some stuff for a ham because I am a really good wife, and I'm going to send. I have like a famous ham recipe. I'm going to send that to work with Brad tomorrow because I'm so nice, and I think I'm going to do that with the girls. The gingerbread house. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? It's just what it's about. They're only little once. You know.
Right.
I
100%.
I actually hate Christmas, to be honest with you guys. I hate it. And
Right.
that's just probably because I don't have kids.
Okay,
So I
great.
think, yeah, pretty much. So
Why do you hate it?
it's like my slowest time of the year in my business.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have children. So it's not like, I don't care about gifts. You know what I mean? I really don't, because I'm
Same.
just gonna buy, whatever
Yeah.
I want whenever I need it. So I don't know. I'm just like,
I
it's
get
just,
that.
and I feel like people don't really work during December.
It does feel that I'm
Burning
working.
all the vacation days, especially in our line of business.
Oh, I'm sure. So, before I've known you a long
yeah,
time.
definitely like introduce him, like what he
Yeah.
does. Yeah, okay.
So
I didn't know
Shane-
you were gonna go off on a tangent.
Shane is the general manager of Maple Grove Raceway. I've actually known Shane for a long time. Before he was the GM, he used to be a great racer. But I guess tell everybody a little bit about your history before, being the GM at Maple Grove.
Yeah, so within the industry, I was at Penske Racing Shocks. I think it was 11, 12 years. Kind of decided it was time to stop traveling so much because I was doing NASCAR for 4 years, did motorcycles for a couple of years, and then did drag racing. I just felt like the time was right, stopped traveling. So I left to sell trailers. And within that, and this is how you and I met, I decided to start my own shock business, selling other manufacturers' shocks, rebuilding them. And then kind of 2-3 years after that, decided Kyle Koretsky called me. I was one of a few people he was talking to as his family was trying to purchase the racetrack, and I was a thorn in his side until he hired me because it was always kind of like I hope I can do that. So yeah, he brought me on his family. I'd never met his dad before that, and yeah, I'm fortunate. I get to work for a really cool family. What led Kyle to me was the shock deal, much like you, Lewis. And I was also promoting my own races. Still do. We're up to 4 now, but Kyle was racing at some of our races. So either he felt bad for me or he thought I could do it. So that's kind of how that all worked out.
That's cool. So when you left Penske to start your own shock company, what kind of like got that going? Like, why did you decide to do that?
The travel, I still was something that I wanted to do, except that just the travel was a lot. I was doing it since I was 18, so it was kind of time to pull away from it and started a family. That was kind of Lauren, my wife. She's like, you got to slow down a little bit if we're going to do this stuff. My bright idea was, all right, I'll take another job and start a business. And yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where a lot of people pushed me to do it because I learned so much over the years and they wanted to see me continue with it. And then kind of after, I think 2022, I sold it. It was just tough. Consumer stuff for me just wasn't my thing anymore. I thought it was really cool that people really were passionate about the products they were buying, but through that, I really got some tough, customers, relationships. I had some really awesome ones, and then I had some really tough ones. And I always felt like that was right around a little after COVID. And it just kind of took the energy out of me. And with a second son on the way, I couldn't run Maple Grove and a shock business. So it was time to pull away.
Yeah. Now, do you think like being a racer helps with running a track more efficiently and effectively?
It does. It also helps me bite my tongue because when people say stuff to me, sometimes I'm kind of like, I said that before too, or when I'd go off on a tangent or complain about something. That was me in my 20s. I look back at that all the time. That's why I think thick skin now is I was that racer. We did the PRI thing last week and we were on a panel, and I think it was Raul from South Georgia said about you can't listen to every racer. And when they got down to me, I was like, that was me. I was that racer. So now I kind of look at it like there's two sides to everything. There's a lot I've learned and had to kind of grow with too. As we all do. We all get older and learn kind of what we shouldn't have done.
Right. Yeah. When are you going to bring this baby back out?
I still have it. This year, I think I'm going to let my little brother drive it. Andy obviously drives my S10, our S10, and he gets mad every time I say mine. So yeah, he'll drive that again. I'll make a couple cameo experiences, but I don't know. I've kind of slowed down on how much I do or don't want to do it. My kids love it. They come for one a year. So I got to kind of show them, superhero status a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome.
So tell us about the 4 races that you promote. Are they all at Maple Grove or other tracks?
No. So we started at Maple Grove. First one was 2017, the year I left Penske. That was Door Wars, a foot brake experience. That's I can't even remember. 8 years next year, 9 years. And then 2 years later, right after COVID, we grew to a second race, the Independent Showdown at Maple Grove also. And then we started working with the Cathels. I'd met Chad and he's like, hey, you need to promote a race with my grandfather. And I'm like, we're good at 2. Chad was persistent, and I'd met his grandfather, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to do one down here with these guys at US 13. And it was awesome. I mean, it was a great experience. It was one of those times where I'd never really seen a nightlife like that at a racetrack in a long time. There was, best way to say it, like herds of people in 2 pits, and everybody was having a blast. We didn't have that at Maple Grove at the time because it's such a large track and they're so clicky. Some of that's changed a lot, but it was a very cool experience. And then we'd actually left. We took both of our races away from Maple Grove. So we ended up at Maple Grove, New Media, and US 13, or sorry, MIR, New Media, and US 13 one year. Did those 3, and then Kyle's family purchased a track. Andy had a long-time relationship, so we brought the races back. So I had 2 at Maple, 1 at US 13, and 1 at Maryland. So I grew to 4 by accident because we wanted to honor contracts, especially with Royce. Royce is amazing to work with down there. Yeah. And that event's our newest, and that'll be going on 4 years next year.
Nice.
I can definitely say that Maple Grove will benefit from the new management. And I know this personally because I've put races on there before. So it's been some years, but back in like 21, was.
Well, what series was that?
Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings. I was the event coordinator.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's you have to within it understand a lot of different events, how they work. Humans, every human's different. Every business is different. They're all businesses. And there's one thing. I mean, trying to make the track some money and you're trying to make the promoter some money. And as long as everybody can look at that and walk away smiling, that's really the end goal of every promoter we have. So yeah, I know some of this stuff. So
yeah. No, yeah.
There's probably my face is probably on a dartboard somewhere.
In that we threw that away. You're good.
That old office upstairs in the house that was like across the way over there. That, you know what I mean? Upstairs office. Yeah, it's probably up there. Oh, you threw it away?
No, we cleaned it up. We definitely put that down.
Oh man, good times. Good times. I mean, it's one of those things, especially a high pressure, like, let's face it, the NPK stuff is just like, it's so different because you've got filming between rounds. It's a whole different animal. But it was difficult. Let's just say, I think I left there with an ulcer, literally.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I probably can guarantee I can think of some of the stuff you dealt with. And MPK, when we did it, it's not bad. It's really, once you understand the flow of the event, it's kind of fun.
Exactly. Yeah, it actually is. It shouldn't be as difficult as it was made to be. Because you guys have adequate parking. We had a great parking setup. They're really, a lot of times the stuff bottlenecks and it gets really stressful when that starts to happen. There really was no excuse for that to happen, but it did. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's like you said, the flow. Yep. And we had the road backed up forever. I remember that starting to come back to me, and the cops were like about to shut us down, and it was really it was bad. It was bad. But yeah, you guys gonna try to host another one of those, or is that kind of not really on the list?
I mean, it's really we'll see. It's kind of we just wait until they reach out. If they reach out, I hope it's a great event, but we just kind of always let it flow. Kind of hopefully they like us, remember us, and we hope it does come back.
So you have done an NPK since being there?
3. No, 2. I missed the first one. I got hired a week after the first one. So yeah, I've done 2 since then. My first one was okay. I think we knocked down 11 walls, or no, it was 11 blocks and about 6 barricades. So it was a fun one. It was last year was simple. I think it was 1 timing block. They're great for the crowds. I think it's a totally different demographic. I love it.
It's totally different demographic.
Yeah.
So you're a bracket racer. You're not into the heads up stuff.
I love it all. I don't know what actually is my favorite class, but I don't have one that I don't like. I mean, we got our no prep race coming up New Year's, and that's kind of my first year. I didn't like it. Now I love it. I think it's great. And I mean, Lewis has been, we've done a few grudge races, haven't done any recently, but I love all that stuff. For me, it's kind of like racking your brain on how it works. What is each demographic like? We use that a lot, demographic. It's kind of neat because when you get into a BMW race or anything, I mean, I'll be honest, growing up, I was one of those Nopey kids. I love that stuff. And we have three import races and I love them. I mean, some people hate them, but I think it's such a cool crowd. They want to eat food. They want to watch racing. They want to party, have a blast. It's a cool culture.
It's funny you mentioned Nopey. I don't, do you know that they're back?
I saw a banner at PRI, but I didn't know what it was.
I did. I talked to them. I spent a good hour talking to them because they were kind of right across, like catty corner to us. Yeah, they're back. They're coming back to like clean up all the drama, I guess, that was kind of surrounding it a couple of years ago. It's under new management. The Nopey chicks, you know, they're kind of rebranding everything for families. So they're they're like literally trying to scrub the internet of all the old Nopey chick stuff because they want to have a totally, don't shake your head, not you know. Hey, I like it because that's the thing. If we don't get the kids to the track because 100%. It's inappropriate, then motorsports is going to die right there. That's it.
Lewis, don't you know you're always supposed to make sure mom and your wife are the happiest people at a racetrack? Don't you know that?
That's like going to school. It's like going to health class. You get to study the human body and things like that.
That's health class, though.
Yeah,
really.
Health class. Yeah.
Really? Is that right?
From Lewis, yeah.
So I'm really interested in the Nopey thing. I think if they do it right, it's going to be a huge comeback.
Well, there's a hole in the market now, whether everybody sees it with NMCA and NMRA kind of rolling away. Where do those people attract their attention? I know it's two different series and things, but you see, it's crazy. You see a new pro mod sanctioning body come out, I think every other year. Obviously PDRA's kind of got it going on right now, but it is interesting. You kind of see these new groups. You also see greedy promoters come in, collect the money and go. You never see them again. I see that all the time, and that's why we try to vet a lot. But I think there's a hole for a Nopey, in all honesty.
So how do you vet promoters, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what kind of things is it just like word of mouth, reputation kind of stuff, or?
I'll be honest. My first year in 2022, I wanted to hit some home runs. So we took on a few different ones that I didn't know much about. But 23, 24, it was kind of going more towards all of our money races were guys that had a background, guys that did it. It wasn't their first one. And then going into like we do a few events where pretty much if they have the backing, if they have a plan, somebody that tells you, and I'll just use a big money bracket race. If they tell you you're going to run 3 10-granders and you and they shoot you a really low or really high entry fee, they don't know where they're at. It's trying to grab the money and go. Fortunately, I've been able to do that. I have a calculator to figure all that stuff out. But it really is. I mean, I guess the best way to say it is just the BS meter. I mean, if somebody like Lewis came to me and said he wanted to do a grudge race, I'd probably do it with him. I mean, the biggest thing is I know Lewis is respected in the community is a good way to say it.
I thought he was about to dog you out. I was prepared for it.
I was waiting for it.
I was.
Usually he does.
No, listen, I thought this was serious. My bad. But
hey, look, we're the least serious people that you will find. So that's what he said. He's like, I don't know if he's going to have his business hat on or if he's going to be his real self. So, I
wore the wrong hat if I'm supposed to not be serious.
Yeah. I hear you. The promoting
somebody with backing, somebody with within, and you're right. There's a lot now. We got a few promoters from ATCO. Obviously, they were vetted if ATCO wanted to do them.
For sure.
That was the biggest thing. I still talk to Dom, their track manager, when he was there, and he'll vet people for us all the time. So yeah, other tracks, word of mouth. I mean, we have we're fortunate. We have a car show guy that does a lot of our car shows now, and I trust the heck out of him. Our no prep guy through the winter, Kyle Bestwick, we trust him. He's done great the past 3 years. So we're fortunate. Like, same thing with sponsors. We want them to come every year. So that's kind of where we're at with our promoters too. It's we like the not having to turn over so much.
For sure.
I guess, and this could have been because of COVID, but in my opinion, it is probably because of new management, new ownership. But
I hope so.
A few years ago, I felt like Maple Grove was kind of empty, and now it's like packed, right?
I can give you, I mean, from my end, when I was a racer at Maple Grove, you didn't feel the love. You didn't. There's something in the air, and that could have been because it was for sale. I don't know the exact year that it went up for sale. I don't know that I want to blame COVID, because I'll give them credit. They hustled to get back open after COVID. They did a good job. I think there you go, promoting. I was the second event out. It was one of my best events because everybody wanted to race. But I think that they weren't necessarily supported. I think that the for sale sign really took the momentum out of, okay, what cool event can we create? Because are we going to be here? Is the track going to be here? Is this going to be a housing development? So yeah, as I'll give Kyle's family credit. The Koretsky's invested money. They built a great team. I've got an awesome team of part-time employees. It's taken a couple of years, but I got guys and girls that buy in. We're big on smiles. That's if you can't smile, somebody's going to leave the ticket shed mad. They're going to end up over at tech mad, and then the guys in the lanes got to deal with them. And guys and girls, it's just, yeah, as long as you're smiling and happy, that's the biggest thing, because it is, to some racers, they are. I did it as a kid. I'll be honest, running their credit card up so they can go race. So it means a lot to them. And if they can get round money, and they're going to be happy. And so we treat it a little differently. I don't know if, I guess you guys understand how it goes. I'd just say it was more so the sale. It's hard to buy into something when you don't know what's going to be there, what excitement you're going to have, and are you doing it for nothing? And now we're definitely not doing it for nothing. So that's I think the best part. So
why do you think a lot of tracks are closing?
There's so many sides to it. Obviously, we've heard some of the offers the tracks have got that have went away. Because it is a grind. It's I thought it was when I started, and Kyle warned me, it's a grind. It's a full-blown grind. It is year round. It is 7 days a week. It is when you're at home on Facebook Messenger because they found you personally, and we're accessible. That's our own fault, but I think it helps. And they found your email. They found your phone number, but it's tough. But it's fun. It's very rewarding. I think that's the biggest part. It's super rewarding.
That's awesome. So what's a regular day in your shoes? Give us a rundown, like during the season and during the off season. Is it different?
My recent memory will be off season. Let's start there. So,
okay.
Here again, we're in the off season. I mean, I don't have like my routine, but right now the days are building events, trying to find. I see Serrano there. Trying to build events, trying to obviously still maintaining the sponsor relationships, trying to grow, bring on some new sponsors as we get our TV numbers from the NHRA race. We can start to work with companies, talk with companies, try and get all our facts, and really just kind of looking at some of these shows. Like PRI was important for myself and Matt Budd, who's he's there, he's behind the scenes. He does all our graphic designing, helps out with a lot of Facebook stuff, and works for Kyle's family directly down at their shop. But him and I decided this year PRI was important to us to see companies that are spending money with us that I've never met face to face.
Gotcha.
So that was great to do that. Also got the opportunity to speak on that NHRA thing. But two, we'll do a local Lebanon Drag Fest. We do that one. Local spectators, try and get them excited. Hey, there's Maple Grove. Also, we do Motorama in Harrisburg. So yeah, we're trying to really just plan, really build relationships and plan. That's what the winter is. We still have the same meetings we have during the season. How do we market differently? Kind of what did or didn't work in the during the season. What didn't work for an event? Why did I get rid of an event? Maybe it's a scheduling. That's the other thing too, is within the winter months. I mean, I worked with US 13 to change one date on our schedule. Worked with Cecil County. They wanted to see our dates, and so yeah, we definitely work with other tracks through the winter, and yeah, meetings.
That's actually really, that's actually
That's
really
awesome.
Interesting that you guys do that and collaborate like that together instead of working against each other.
Yeah.
You kind of, what does Alan say? What is his thing?
A rising tide raises all ships.
Yes, love that.
Yeah,
and that's the whole point. That's the whole
awesome.
point. Yeah.
Well, and it's, I mean, listen, there's also too, I mean, we're always going to want to try some things as we go. But there's things that Cecil's really good at, that they're phenomenal at. And then there's things that we do well. So it's kind of like, when is the right time to borrow an idea? And when is maybe that's not our area, that's theirs. Let's let them do their thing. They'll let us do our thing. And we all work together that way, which is pretty cool. Well, yes, we will look more into radio prep. That
was actually one of my questions for him.
Yeah, no, I mean that'll go into the season day to day. So I've kind of, there again, it's still doing reviewing events as we get past them. What do we got to do next year for that event? As I get through all my computer stuff during the day, because I think about Monday I usually take off. Tuesday I'm glued to the computer. Wednesday I'm moving back out to get the track ready. So I kind of do two things as it's within what we do. I don't want to say it the wrong way, but I've had a few guys that have done the track side of things. And now it's kind of taken it over. So we've really pushed hard on the track side of things from, I'd say about June of this year on. I'm very fortunate that I've been able to work with some guys that are very smart in the industry. So we really are happy, and it showed at the end of the year with rentals. I don't even know the number of rentals we did in October, but it was like 4 times as many as we did the whole year.
Wow.
Yeah. So we really struck on something. And I mean, there again, I don't want to say it's me knowledge. I've just been given the tools. There again, I have an ownership group that gives me the tools. So yeah, the next thing we want to grow into, long-winded answer, is definitely that market, the radial market. There's a need for it. But there again, it's just kind of trying to work with Cecil, not be on top of their test sessions. Obviously rentals are going to come to you as they want to. But that's kind of the summer months.
So do you think there is a market for heads up racing in that area? Because I always thought maybe you guys didn't do as much because there wasn't much of a market in the area.
No, I think there is definitely a market. I mean, you can also build your market. I think you look back and Pro Stock Gordo did a phenomenal job on his two events with us. Unfortunately, one rain bit it, but also I think there is a need. I mean, you look at where we're at. We're pretty lucky. We have New York, we have New Jersey, we have a lot of folks around us that do those events. It's just timing for us. When is the right time to go in ready? I think that's the most nervous thing, is I don't want to put on an event and we don't know how to radio prep. That's probably the scariest thing. You don't want to fall on your face with that.
Do you think you guys are ready now, or need some time?
I'd feel confident that we could do it for sure. Could I do an event this year? No, our schedule's full. With the right there again, like we talked about vetting the right promoter. If there's a promoter out there that's interested in doing something for 26, I think it's an area that we'd love to explore. I mean, the excitement is there. I mean, that's a spectator event. I love spectator events. They buy food. And they bring a lot of friends as I'll be honest, Gordo did a great job with that. So yeah, I think 2026 would definitely be the year to do that. I think we have our feet under us with all the events we're doing as far as prep for those, but a full-blown event I think would be 2026.
Maybe we can do a test session to kind of test the waters a little bit.
I'm all for it. We'll call it the race show test session.
Awesome.
You know, a crazy thing that happened when just completely unrelated, but we're talking about the radial prep. We were doing a no prep event. It was Mike Murillo, Scott Taylor, that crew years ago. I'm talking about like long time ago. I don't know, 2017 or 2018, something like that. It's not that long ago, but it feels like a million years ago.
That's not long ago.
It's really not, but a lot. Like I've lived 3 lifetimes since then. So, you know, so somebody actually prepped, like did a real radial prep in the middle of the night at the track.
Really?
No prep. Yeah, it was going into the finals that next day, and it was insane. Yeah, somebody actually radial prepped the track. 1 lane, only 1 lane, 1 lane.
What goes into, like, I kind of have an idea what goes into radio prepping a track, but like, is it like the cost difference? Is it like crazy, like between the two versus a slick prep radio?
Yeah,
prep?
I mean, there's the cost, and the cost is just building layers. Where you can you can't really get away with much when you're prepping a track. You have to do it right. You have to go through your steps. There's a few less steps when you're doing slick tires, but there's a lot of time involved in radial. I guess the biggest thing is the time, because you're just making laps on the tractors and then putting glue down and making laps on the tractors. You could unload the sprayer on the track with glue, but it's going to go away. It's going to go away with the tires. So as you build your layers up, it's there. It stays there. Not forever, but
right.
Yeah, you got to take your time with it for sure.
It seems like an art form to me, because some of the events that I've done, we've actually flown people like Tyler Crossnow in to do it. So It's like, you know, it's like, wow, that must be like a really big deal. You know, somebody like me, I'm just, you know, helping to run the race, but it seems like it's like, wow, he must be really special to be able to like know how to do it the right way.
Well, that's one name that's pretty phenomenal with it. Tyler, there's a bunch of guys out there that really have it perfected, and they can go from I think the craziest thing is when you go from radial prep to slick prep all on the same day. Yeah. Tyler does a great job of that with PDRA. So there's guys that definitely have it going on. Can I say I'm there yet? No. There's an art form to it, but it's, to me, I hope to get, I feel like I'll get there, because I just dive into it, and it's interesting. It's how do you get there? That's I think the exciting part for me of the track end of things. You get dirty, but it is cool. You're a scientist. It's fun.
You sound like you love your job. Like, you really sound like you love it. And I think that's really great.
I do. You have to. 14, 16 hours a day. You have to. I mean, you can't, you guys know you can't bring it home. And I'm happy to know I can come home with a smile. That's kind of the best part.
I bring mine home every day. I do mine at home.
I went home a couple times, but it's been a sick kid. So
yeah.
What's this is a 2-part question.
Oh God.
What's the best thing and the worst thing about dealing with racers and customers?
I think the best thing, and we'll start there because I think the worst thing's gonna be hard. The best thing is honestly people seeing them or seeing people get the value. I mean, any track, any promoter can take somebody's money, but it's really cool when they're all over the internet saying how much of a great time they had. I think that's honestly the best part of it, because there again, nobody cares. I don't want to say nobody cares, but nobody cares to know you put in 14 hours, 16 hours, whatever it is. That's actually not their business. That's your fault. That's your job. So when they walk away and they're happy and they're excited, that's what it's worth. That's probably the best part of it. And the worst part, I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes the staying off Facebook, the internet, reading some of the stuff you have to read, and it doesn't, you got to have thick skin. I think that's probably the hardest part. And I've grown that. The hardest thing I'd say, and I did learn this at competitive suspension when I owned that, just you have less friends. You really do. Everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody wants something. I hate to say that because you do have good friends. But then you have the guy you haven't talked to in 6 years. Hey, can I get tickets for the national event? No, why? Everybody else is paying. That's how I get paid. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, sponsors, partners, heck yeah. Thanks for everything you guys do. But somebody that blew you off 6 years ago, it's kind of, you know how it goes. It's in every business, but it's tough.
Yeah. Good answer. I
was trying to be as politically correct as possible.
You're doing pretty well because like I said, before you got on, I was telling Alyssa, she's like, well, what kind of guy is Shane like? I'm like, I don't know. He can be really, really funny, or he can be super professional. So I was like,
I wore the wrong hat. I'm repping where I work. I mean, I should have worn something different. I'm sorry about that.
We'll have to have like an after hours podcast.
Like, I mean, technically this is supposed to be a raw podcast, so anything goes on here.
You didn't give me any information. You just said Wednesday night 7. I'm like, all right, I'm in. Cool.
I don't know. When I represent certain brands, I can't be like just letting my opinions fly. No. Like I really want to.
I can do whatever I want.
So. Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. 660 marketing. Watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Actually, I might get you canceled if you don't act right. 660 marketing.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And your dojo.
And your dojo. I'll shut everything down. Oh man.
So what advice would you give like track owners or promoters that are struggling right now? Like what's the secret sauce? Because like I said, anytime I go to Maple Grove now for like a bracket race, your winter race, whatever, it's packed. So you guys have it figured out.
I don't know that we have it figured out. I'd never say we have it figured out because we are constantly striving to get better. I think I don't think that separates us. I mean, you look at any track owner, track promoter, they want to get better. Demographics, I mean, knowing your crowd, knowing who you're promoting to. We're kind of crazy in how many different styles of events we do. And sometimes we don't get it right when we market to them because I don't always understand Instagram. I mean, I can go on and scroll through and lose track of my day, but I don't understand what people want to watch. So I think sometimes we lose track of our customer base. I didn't know skateboards are still a thing.
So this is my husband's streaming area, obviously. He sticks little things like this bottle of oil, in there for me. Try to be supportive.
Kind of wrapped it.
Yeah, but my husband's like a super dope dude. So he's got the skateboards and all the stuff. He's really cool. But anyways, sorry.
No, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is know your customer. It's crazy. That's exactly what I was on a panel for last week. And there again, sometimes my hardest thing is knowing our customer. If you take on a new event, I mean, just take a grudge event. If you're only strictly putting stuff on the website or putting a billboard out on the road, people don't understand that. That's a Facebook, that's an Instagram marketed thing. That's being in a group, finding the right group. I mean, billboard works for like our Night of Chaos, things like that. So really, it's who you're selling to is probably the biggest thing.
And I think one thing that is often missed by track management, promoters and stuff, you've got a gold mine with the racers who are coming. If you could get every racer that does social media to help push your events, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they really don't do that.
It's hard too sometimes. I mean, you can never have enough employees at a racetrack. That's probably the biggest thing. It's just how do you pay them because the margins aren't always there. So I think and I've done it. I hyper focus on an event. I've actually gotten better with not hyper focusing on an event because every event's important. Every event's bringing in some sort of cash flow. But yeah, I've caught myself doing it, hyper focusing on an event 4 months from now when I got 20 before it. So that's probably one thing too.
Nice.
That's a good point.
So plans for 2025. Tell us some heavy hitters on the schedule.
I mean, gosh, we always have our national event.
Right.
That's probably the one we talk about all year forever. We have that one. I mean, we're doing a lot more since my background is money races, bracket money races. We are doing more of those in-house, just because it's some, and we still keep the promoters that have been good to us. We have two. Mine and, and others. So we still have we have a lot more money races this year. As crazy as it sounds, we're still trying to grow Super Chevy, build it back. We'll never make it what it was, but there's still hope there for it, in my opinion. And we're trying some other stuff. I mean, we're doing a junior dragster divisional. That's going to be a fun one, but
nice.
And then just adding a lot of things to it. I mean, there's so many things not on the schedule that are like a part of events. We do the Power Wheels races. I think we're lined up to do 2 of those. RC cars. I think we have 3 of those on top of an event. About 4 car shows. But I'm excited. Like I said, I love our no prep races through the winter. We're doing, and I screw this name up every week. I think it's Burnouts and Burgers in February. Owen's Static Struggle. He does a great job with his car shows at our event. And this is something new we want to try. We're going to build our burnout pad back up that we used for the diesel truck race. And that went over awesome. So we're going to do it again in February. But yeah, and the import races, I like I said, I love watching them grow. Last year was our first year for all 3, I think, right? Yeah, first year for all 3. So watching year number 2, hopefully fans, spectators have more confidence in us that what the facility is, the experience they'll get. But yeah, then it comes back to every event because I'm the one that looks, and we had 100 fans last year. I want to get 101. I just got to beat it. The event's got to be better. And that's what I look at. And it's getting harder. You guys were talking about that before, but with the I'm going to say the economy, I'm hoping people are excited to get out. And our big push this year is trying to not explain, but educate people on what they get for $15 as a fan or spectator, 15, 20, which most of our events are. So that's where we kind of fall flat in our face sometimes is I go to a place, Dutch Wonderland over here, and I think I don't even look. My wife gets the tickets, but we'll go and it's $50 and $20 to park. And I'm like, dang, and I'm getting beat up over $15 to come do whatever you want. So
right.
Actually, you don't look at it that way. You figure out how to educate. What can you get? How much fun can you have? So yeah, that's some of the things. And I'd like to watch our night of chaos get bigger. Every year we try and throw one more thing at it, see if we can help building it. Yeah, it's just every event.
Yeah, no, it's funny you said that. I think a lot of the guys who complain about like an entry fee going up like $5 or something like that are guys that have been doing this a long time and are used to paying, that entry fee for so many years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, they don't understand, like, hey, cost of business goes up, employee payroll goes up. You need to charge more. I have never once complained about an entry fee ever because I understand I'm a business owner. So I know like you have costs that go up every year. So yeah. I'm just glad that, there's a facility for me to race at.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. It's and even you said, I love my job. I do. The part-time employees, they love their job. The goal is to always try and reward them. So it's how do you get the fans, spectators, people buying food so that we can do all that stuff? It's that's the biggest thing is having people buy in and then trying to reward them. You can't just toss dollars out all over the place. It's I have to be creative on my end to build the right event that helps with, how many different forms of cash flow and things like that. So you're 100% right. And whatever year the glue shortage was, just watching that go up.
Oh yeah.
That was a hard pill to swallow, as I had already built every single event. And then you're going back through and you're like, my calculator is not going to work this year. So that's all stabilized, thankfully. One thing our biggest cost is our ambulance. We contract an outside company. It's just liability. I feel comfortable and confident that if something happens to Lewis, you're fine. I don't even have to think about it. I know the right people are there to take care of you. But with that's a cost, and kind of have to take it, because I want somebody to come back and race as many times as they can after an incident. That's the biggest thing.
That's very smart. So what do you do for fun when you're not racing?
So I work at a racetrack. I race. Oh yeah, I bought some RC cars.
Really?
No, just ones that ruin the backyard. What do I do for fun anymore? As much as I can with the kids, to be honest.
Hang out with your kids?
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh.
4 and 2.
Oh my
gosh. 4
gosh.
and 1 almost 2. I almost share a birthday with the youngest one. So, but yeah, they're my buddies. Cooper's the 4-year-old. His Power Wheels is made at home here, so he'll go in the parking lot across the street and just test it. But yeah, that's probably the wife, kids, poor dogs get left out, but those are probably my hobbies.
That's awesome. His car looks better than yours.
He actually stole all my stickers too, and put them all over that thing. They were crooked, and I was just like, I do what you got to do, buddy. He was happy. I wasn't going to stop him. He was happy.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I have one more picture to show.
Oh, here
like
we
I
go.
said, he's Mr. GQ. Look at this.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that.
What a lovely couple. Very nice.
Look at that.
I appreciate that.
What a sexy.
I don't know if that was I don't think that was my new suit. That one's. I kind of gained some weight since then. So.
Oh, it looks good. Looks good. You gotta teach me who, send me to your tailor or something,
Yeah. That one I think was the mall, maybe. I don't know.
The mall.
JCPenney.
Yeah, is that still a thing?
I don't know.
I just hope I can order his stuff off the internet.
Yeah. It's gonna be like every mall, like even the mall where I live. Like there's 2 malls. One that's 5 minutes away. One's about 20 minutes away. They're both closing.
Yeah, ours too. And I live in Louisiana, so we're pretty far apart. Yeah, I don't know what it's
what do you
crazy.
females are gonna do when you have to try on clothes?
It's a problem. And let me tell you the biggest problem right now. First of all, the Dillard's that is still open, I'm not going to go in there. Like the thought of trying on clothes at a store is like crazy. But I've got probably $200 worth of stuff from Amazon that needs to go back. And I was gonna send it back. I had done the whole thing where you say like, I'm going to return this because XYZ, but it expired because I sit here for too long and it's 30 days overdue. And now I just have these things. Like there's going to be some expenses that you guys better get ready for. That's all I can say.
I just don't return it. I'm like, I'll use it down the road, and then never do.
Yeah. I know my size. I've been the same size for forever. So,
but the sad part is like with the mall thing is like back when we were teenagers and stuff, like the mall was like the place you like went to hang out with your friends. You saw a movie. Like the kids are never going to really experience that. And that's strange to me.
They don't want to go outside.
Crazy.
No, they really don't.
They just do this all day.
I'm still glad. I mean, mine are only 4, and like I said too, but they love going outside. I actually get mad when it's cold out and they want to go outside.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mine. Yeah, for sure.
So Alyssa, do you have any last questions for Mr. Shane here?
No, not really, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye on what you guys are doing for this year. Maybe, who knows, if we can get together on a sponsorship or something.
Yeah.
That'd be
awesome. Never know.
HP brands.
HP race brands. HP race brands.
Oh, sorry.
Cool.
Sorry.
Well, get it right if you're going to say it.
HP race brand. Sorry.
We're not sponsoring him, right?
Yeah,
I'm
we're not
already sponsored
sponsoring
by
it.
them.
Well, I actually already did. He suckered me into it. He suckered me into it, and I still have yet to see him race, and it's been almost a year. So
Not my fault.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with that car. I keep seeing pictures, and what are we doing with that? I keep seeing stuff on Facebook Marketplace. The deal looks really good, and then when you dive into it, oh no, that's just for the wheel, and there's 3 other wheels, and the car's for sale too. That's what's $3,000 is the wheel, not the whole car. That's another $20,000. Trust me, I've seen
boy.
your little Facebook Marketplace scams.
Hey, I know how to wheel and deal.
Yeah, except
Okay,
the
so
same
are
ones
we?
still on
So
it.
do I just buy the car piece by piece,
That's
or
apparently how his ads are, because I was like, wait, that car's 3,500, Lewis. How really? No, my bad. I didn't put all the other stuff up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's you make more money parting out a car.
Yeah. Except you have the same ones for sale. Same ones. You probably
No.
still have that dragster.
No, I traded that. That actually went to Florida.
Okay. Poor guy.
Yeah. I saw it racing at Orlando Street World, actually.
Mm.
He got a
Good
good
for
deal on that car because that motor was fresh. Everything was like brand new on it, electronics. Yeah.
Where'd the
Just-
the purple Pro Mod, Firebird or Camaro, where'd that go?
That went to Chicago, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Where's
Yeah.
what's it called? Nucky Johnson? Where's he gonna go?
I don't know.
You know you're scared of it now. Just sell
I ain't scared of it.
it.
We'll see. We'll see. After I make my first pass, I'll let you know if I'm going to sell it or not.
All right.
you
Okay.
could always put me in it. Probably
You're gonna drive it?
probably a much better reaction time. Women are usually faster.
All right. Let's see.
True.
I'd put you in it.
Point. I've been
When I
beat
get
up
to record the
pretty
video.
bad by females racing.
What did you say?
I've been beat up pretty bad by females racing.
Yeah.
I can attest to that 100%.
I mean, it is a fact.
It is definitely a proven fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll put you in it, but I'm allowed to upload the YouTube video. So whether you do bad or good, it's got to get uploaded.
Might take you up on that.
Okay.
Maybe.
You ready to handle 4,500 horsepower?
Oh, dang.
And we can do this at Maple Grove, right? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll test out Shane's radio prep.
All right, deal. Let's do it. With her first run, right? Let's
For
do
our
it.
first run.
I'm feeling confident. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, I need to call an insurance company first.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna need to call Larice. Put some heavy duty insurance on that thing.
Well, I am a brand ambassador for Larice, but
Oh.
I can't get it. I can't get on track insurance because I think it's the tire size or something, or
Do they
horsepower.
insure that thing sitting in the garage not doing anything?
Yep.
Okay. I just
Hey, well,
wondered.
and your
Yep.
trailer and everything in the trailer, but they've got a lot of red tape when it comes to the on track stuff.
It's insured until the car goes into the water box.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody else is probably insured, but you as a driver are not, correct? So if I hopped in it, I'd get insured.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have to ask. That's a good question. But yeah,
We've had a lot of comments, but I haven't seen a lot of comments come up on the bottom of it. We've had quite a few. We need to check into that.
what?
The comments have we've had quite a lot of comments.
Yeah, but I can't upload every comment. Like I'd be
Oh,
clicking
are
off and on.
you manually doing that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. All right. It's time to go.
So
Yeah.
you picked any good ones?
Well, I don't think people understand this is streaming on multiple platforms. So Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Twitch. So there's so many
All of
comments that
these?
come through.
All
Yeah,
of these? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so there's so many comments that come through, so I can't click on all of them.
We should be famous by now. What's going on?
I thought I've been waiting 27 episodes to get asked to be on, so you guys are definitely famous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we just need to do more raunchy stuff.
Oh.
Like Howard Stern.
Yeah, now you're gonna get kicked off LinkedIn for sure.
Yeah, when you said LinkedIn, I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't even know I was on LinkedIn. That's the professional one. I can't be talking about anything crazy.
Right.
Plus
We don't-
my in-laws will be watching me.
We don't talk about anything bad, really.
No, you never know though. I'm a liability sometimes with what I might say.
You are.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
Well,
man.
it's been really fun.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. No, this was awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
You
Thank you.
definitely gave us a insider's perspective on running a track and all that fun stuff. So,
Yeah.
That's how we do it. I'm not saying what I do is the right way.
Yeah. So
it's a great facility. It is. It really is top tier.
Thank you.
Especially in some place like that, that's a really good facility and has good management. I mean, it's a recipe for success. So,
do you
the
want to
success comes from above, to be totally honest with you. They feed into what we do. So
that's awesome. Do you want to give any shout outs before we head out?
Well, to you both, thanks for having me on. Honestly, the shout outs, like I said, you guys say great facility. I gotta thank my full-time, part-time staff, and the family that hired me, Karen, Kyle, Kenny, and Taylor, them to put the trust in me. That's probably the biggest thing for me, but just seeing the success from the spectators and racers that continue to support us. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, we love the smiles. That's how we function. That's that makes it worth it.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, see you later, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And,
we're actually I think we're gonna move to Thursdays. Is that kind of the plan? I think that's probably what we're gonna do. So we'll update everybody soon.
Is that
on that.
your karate schedule?
No, I'm trying to accommodate the princess over here.
Thank you.
So affecting your business. Got it.
Thank you. Thursday is my good day for things like this. It's hard on a Wednesday.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Cool. Well, see you later and sayonara.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Take care. See ya.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to watchpttv.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.